डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर ओपन युनिव्हर्सिटी.
Hello friends, Namaskar. This is Dr. Jaini Shah, Assistant Professor of English from Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University, Ahmedabad. Friends, I welcome you all to this video lecture series that we are recording in our own Chaitanya studio for the new syllabus of English literature that we are introducing for all the 3 years. Today I have come up with a novel that is called Bye Bye Blackbird. It is a part of new syllabus of second year BA and unit number 12 is Bye Bye Blackbird. Friends, this novel is very short but very interesting. It is written by an author called Anita Desai. Now I would like to begin from the beginning, that is the first Indian author who wrote a novel in English language was Raj Mohan's Wife, which was published in the year 1864 and it was written by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay. So from there we have the tradition, from there the genre, the style of writing novels which had Indian setting, Indian backdrop, Indian behaviorism, Indian mannerism, Indian thought process, Indian ideology, but they were written in English language. So the tradition started from there, and then we had the founding fathers, the pioneering trio of Indian English literature, Raja Rao, Mulk Raj Anand and R.K. Narayan. But women came into the picture in this tradition during 1950s, as you can see here. And the first foremost women authors were Kamala Markandeya, Ruth P. Jabwala, Nayantara Sehgal. They came with new insight which introduced the status and attitude of women in Indian society, how the position of women was, how they were looked upon, what were the roles in Indian patriarchal society. So it begins from there, and then we have Shashi Deshpande, Mrinal Pandey, Geeta Hariharan, stalwarts like Arundhati Roy, Bharti Mukherjee, Manju Kapoor, Kiran Desai, Jhumpa Lahiri, so on, and the legacy goes on, and Anita Desai is one of them. Internationally acclaimed novels written by some of these women, the titles are God of Small Things, The Namesake, Inheritance of Loss, That Long Silence, In Custody, and so on and so forth. Indian English novelists, especially Indian women writers, dealt with the contemporary problems, that is social, cultural, economical, political, gender related, even diasporic, identity crisis. These were the major themes, these were the ideas, these were the concepts that Indian women writers dealt with, you know. So now let us go to Anita Desai. As you can see, here is her portrait, and Anita Desai was born in 1937 and she is presently in United States. She was born in Mussoorie, India, and she was educated at Delhi University, right. She is a novelist, as I said, born in India. She writes in English language. She is a novelist, short story writer. She even writes in children's literature. She writes children's books. She also writes non-fiction, and she has several collections, short story collections also to her credit. Then here are some of her achievements. She is a fellow of the Royal Society of Literature, the American Academy of Arts and Letters, at Girton College, Cambridge and Clare Hall, Cambridge, right. She is an author of such merit that she has earned these positions at reputed international institutes. Anita Desai, as I said, lives in the United States presently, where she is the professor. The chair is called John E. Burchard, Professor of Writing at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Cambridge. So MIT, a very famous international organization of repute, and she is a professor over there presently. Coming to the novels, she debuted with the novel that is titled Cry the Peacock. It was published in the year 1963. Then came her novel Fire on the Mountain, published in the year 1977. It has won 2 prestigious awards. The first one is Sahitya Akademi Award and the second one is Winifred Holtby Memorial Prize. So this novel, Cry the Peacock, was the first that was published in the year 1963. But from 1977, that is with the publication of Fire on the Mountain, she really was accepted as the mainstream writer, mainstream Indian woman writer writing in English, and it gave her international acclamation. Then followed several novels. Clear Light of Day was published in the year 1980. Then came In Custody. In Custody is also made into a film by Merchant Ivory Productions. So the novel In Custody has been adapted to make a movie, and it has been adapted to Indian television series. There is a serial also on the mainstream channel that has been, we can say that it has been an adaptation of her novel, which is titled In Custody. Then we have Fasting and Feasting. It was published in the year 1999, and these novels were shortlisted also for the Booker Prize. Then we have, as I said, she wrote children's literature also. So we have The Village by the Sea. It was published in the year 1982 and it won the Guardian Children's Fiction Award. So basically her writings are so crisp, so valuable, so up to the mark. Any of her work, almost all the works have won one or the other award. Moving further, her style of writing, what kind of writing she does. So mainly she has inherited the style of writing of earlier women writers, Indian women writers, and in the mainstream, in that stream, she establishes her own style of writing, which is she describes experiences and inner lives of Indian men and women. As I said, Indian authors take a backdrop of India basically, and using English language, they weave the characters, the plot, the setting around it. So similarly, here she depicts experiences and lives of Indian men and women. Depiction of inner lives of Indian family. So a home background and what kind of dynamics are there in Indian families, that is her interest area and that is what she writes upon. Family intricacies, the details, the dynamics of relationships in Indian family. Solitude comes across as a major theme in her works. The concept of existentialism, survival, oppression of females in the Indian patriarchal society in India, that is her subject matter. Compassion, eloquence in her prose is also visible in her style of writing. Anita Desai weaves politics and gender issues in her works. So also considering the domesticity of Indian family, she also includes politics and gender related issues in her works. Anita Desai's protagonists are mostly women, as is the same thing with all the Indian women writers. They uphold the identity of women and thereby they make sure that their protagonists, mostly, not all, but mostly in their works are women. Quest for identity emerges as a major theme in her writings. So be it her short stories, be it her novels, they deal with the major issue of quest for identity. Now this can be outside of the person, this can be inside of the person as well, because quest for identity is something which unnerves the survival of a human being. When you are put in unknown surroundings, in new surroundings, you begin to search for your identity, and sometimes it happens that you are in your home, you are in your comfort zone, but still you begin to question your identity, you begin to question your existence and why you are here, what is the purpose of the life. So all these things come up, they come to the surface when Anita Desai writes her works. Moving further, coming to the novel of the session, Bye Bye Blackbird. It was published in the year 1971. So after Cry the Peacock and before Fire on the Mountain. This is basically her third novel. You can see the cover page over here. Of course, it's not very clear, but I have managed to found this, and it shows the backdrop of London, and there is a white female and an Indian male who are together, and this is what the cover page looks like of the very first edition of Bye Bye Blackbird by Anita Desai. Coming to the introduction part, Bye Bye Blackbird, the novel, showcases the life of the immigrants. Who are immigrants, friends? Immigrants are people who migrate to places, to new places, to places which are not their native, which are not their nation, right? So from India you go to UK, from India you go to USA, from India you go to any other country, or even within India you move outside of the place of your birth or outside of your own state. That is called migration. Now this migration can be due to, it can be as a result of various purposes. You go for studies, you go for pursuing a job, you go for earning a living, or you just migrate because you have been married to a place which is not in your state, which is not in your own country. So this novel deals with these immigrants, these people who have migrated from India to London, UK. They suffer from a mixed feeling of love and hate towards their adopted country in an alien society. Adopted country is the country that they have visited. So here in this case it is London, United Kingdom. So over there it is a mixed feeling. Sometimes they are liked, they are owned by the society, and at times they are disowned. There is a feeling of hatred, there is a bitter, cold feeling which draws you back from the society. It does not make you feel that you are wanted over there. Indian immigrants in London, and it talks about, it explores the feelings that the people from India, when they visit another country for pursuing studies or job, what they feel. That is the concern of this novel. The term blackbird in the title, it says Bye Bye Blackbird. So what is blackbird? Anita Desai uses the term blackbird in the title to emphasize the fact that the natives consider the immigrants as blackbird. So the people who are natives of United Kingdom, the Britishers, the white people, they consider any other person from the country who is visiting there, they consider them as blackbirds, especially Asian people, people from Asia, especially people from India. So they say bye bye blackbird, that is they want to say goodbye blackbird, that is you go back to your country, you are not welcome over here. Now it is very important to note that this novel was published in the year 1971, which means it is the background of this novel is set in the years 1960s to 1970s. So it depicts the situation which was existing at that period of time. Of course, the times have changed, countries have developed, people have progressed, but Anita Desai is depicting the times that existed in the history in those years, and in those years the situation was not as easy as it is right now in the present times. So Blackbird suggests Indian people in the novel, and natives are bidding goodbye, that is, you go back to your country, you are not welcome over here. And it is categorized as diasporic writing. Diaspora is a very large term, it requires another whole session to discuss that, but diaspora is the same thing, that when you migrate to some other place, physically, emotionally, identically, culturally, you do not feel that you belong over there through an instance, you require some time, the society also requires some time to accept you, and these kinds of writings are categorized under diasporic writings, and Anita Desai is one of them. Now we come to the story outline. So as I said, it is set in the years 1960s and 1970s. There are three main characters, and one of them is Dev. Dev migrates to London to study economics, and after he completes his study, he is going to earn a living over there, and he takes up this course which is called Advanced Course for Economics. So he goes over there with the purpose of studies, and after that he has decided that he will stay over there and he will earn a living over there. Now Dev stays at his Bengali friend's home. Now who is this Bengali friend? He is Adit Sen. Adit Sen is already settled in London, he has his own house, and he is married to a British woman, her name is Sarah. So these three characters, Dev, Adit Sen and Sarah. So this novel, as I told you, is very short novel, it does not have many characters, and these three are the main characters. As Asians and especially as Indians, they both face issues in London, both as in Adit Sen and Dev. Of course, Sarah is a Britisher, she is a native, so she does not face similar kind of problems that are faced by Dev and Adit, but she also does face problems. How? That will come to know. But then what happens? Adit and Sarah return to India, and Sarah arranges for Dev's home, and Dev survives in London. He pursues his studies, and after that he has made the plans that he might come back to India. So this is the major outline of the story. Now coming to the details, somewhat analysis, that it is set in England and it explores the life, that what kind of feeling the outsiders, the immigrants feel, and what kind of discrimination they have to go through. The side effects, the ill effects of discrimination, racism is to be faced, is to be survived in the countries that you are visiting, and you choose to stay over there. So they seek to forge a new identity in an alien society. Alien society is a completely new society where you are completely unaware of the society, the culture that exists over there, and suddenly you go over there, you have to establish your own identity, you have to make your own mark, you have to create your own identity, which is not easy, and the same thing is explored over here in this novel. The novel has a three-layered structure. Tripartite is three-dimensional structure. The first one is arrival, discovery and recognition is the second part, and the third part is departure. So arrival, easy to understand with the term, the Indians have arrived over there. they are discovering and recognizing the alien society, as well as they are establishing their own selves, and then finally they are departing from the country. Those who are not able to survive, they come back to their own country. So, this three layered structure is also dealt with in the novel. The three main characters, as I said, Dev, Adit Sen and Sara. Sara is she is a Britisher, and the other two, the male protagonists, they are from India. Dev has recently arrived in London from India. That is where the novel begins, and his friend Adit is with whom he is staying, and he has a British wife, Sara. All three characters, now this is interesting to know, that all three characters are in conflict with their environment. Now you may be surprised that Dev and Adit Sen, it is understood that they might face some of the problems in, settling in the new society, but Sara, she is a native. What kind of problem she might be facing? Then it comes over here that Sara emerges as an unstable wife. What is unstable? She has to perform two roles. One is she has to be an Indian at home. Indian in the sense, her husband is Indian, she has to, settle with him because his thinking, his ideologies, his thought process, his culture, he has grown up, he was born in India. Adit Sen was born in India, grown up in India, and so she has to adjust with her Indian husband. And the another thing is that on the other side, she has to be a Britisher from outside, where she at her workplace, and her own identity is of a British person, but at home she has to inculcate some of the Indian value systems, and so she also faces some emotional, mental conflicts along with Dev and Adit Sen. Dev is more cynical and aggressive, while Adit is muted at the beginning. Now, of course, Adit Sen has married a Britisher, but he is an Indian, and he constantly faces the issues of identity, discrimination, and he is of a silent nature. He is not as aggressive as Dev is, and so they finally decide. It is Adit Sen's decision to go back to India, where his wife is not ready, but then over a point of time, eventually she accepts his proposal, and Adit Sen and Sara both return to India, whereas Dev chooses. Now, Adit Sen, he thought that England was his home, but it was not. It turns out to be, in the course of the novel, it turns out that it is not his place, it is not where he actually belongs. So, Adit Sen and Sara return back to India, whereas Dev takes Adit Sen's job, and Sara manages for his apartment for Dev's stay, and Dev is the one who continues, for time being, he continues to stay in London for studying his course of economics, and then he might consider of coming back to India, and that is the novel leaves us at that. It does not provide us the future consideration whether he is going to come back actually or he is going to stay. That is Dev. So, here are some of the quotes which I took from the text, and I would like to read them because they reiterate the themes that I have been talking about. So, it is written that, why does everything have to come to this, that we are Indians and you are English, and we are living in your country, and therefore we have all got to behave in a special way, different from normal people. So, the unnerving, the unsettling aspect, that why it is always, it has to come down to that we are Indians and you are English, why this discrimination, right? This is what this quote says. The second quote is, sometimes it stifles this business of always hanging together with people like ourselves, all wearing the label Indian immigrant, never daring to try and make contact outside this circle. It's so stifling, all the time being aware of who one is and where one is. So all the time you have to be in your own circle. That is, if you are an Indian immigrant, you stay with Indians, right? You connect with Indians. It sometimes stifles your identity because there is no scope for you to explore and amalgamate with natives, with people who belong to other countries. So it stifles your sense of belonging, it stifles your sense of identity. So the first quote talks about discrimination of you being a native, we being Indians, and the discrimination that takes place due to that. And the second is, when you constantly go with the label, when you constantly mix with only your kind of people, you are not going to be able to explore the people, the other people, and that is going to be a stifling, a narrowing kind of experience for your personality. So this is what the novel is all about. And as I said, these themes, discrimination, racism, identity crisis, homelessness, homesickness, remembering your own country, diaspora, alienation, all of these themes come into the play in this particular novel. Here are some of the questions to check your own progress. Write the names of 5 prominent Indian women writing in English. Comment on the genre of Indian women's writings, what kind of themes, concepts, ideas they deal with. Give biographical details of Anita Desai. Comment on Anita Desai's style of writing, in which genre she writes, and give a brief summary of the novel Bye Bye Blackbird. And here are some of the references. Of course, the primary source is the novel Bye Bye Blackbird. You can search it out, ebook, PDF you can download, and you can read it. It's very easy, small, interesting novel. Here are 2 of the research papers which I referred to. As you can see here, the titles, and the third one is the link on the internet which you can follow, and you will come to know a brief summary regarding this novel. So yes, this is it from my side. Thank you friends for watching this video, and goodbye. See you.